Okay, guys, so I've been getting a number of questions on Twitter, as well as even on my Instagram, on Facebook. I've gotten questions over the course of time, I would say over the course of the past almost a year now. I've been getting questions about Major Militia and what happened to Major, and is Major Militia ESC Major? I'm going to go over all those things here in this video, guys, and I'm only going to say this once. I'm only going to do it one time, and we're going to go through it kind of step by step here. And obviously, guys, you can kind of take it for what it is. You guys know who I am. Those of you who remember the Major when it first started. For those of you who are new, okay, I am Major Zero, okay? And I was Major Zero. Obviously, I'm not in Major anymore. I'll explain kind of what happened with the team. Where we're going to start, though, is Major was started by SB Sway. May his soul rest in peace, guys. Sway started the team, okay? And he recruited a couple of people into the team. So it was founded by him. He picked up a couple other guys. One was named Cred, another was Sync, and then they picked up myself as, I'm trying to remember, I believe I came on as a co-leader into Major Militia. And what ended up happening was, guys, a number of things obviously happened. There was a lot of competition at this point in the trick shotting and sniping communities, and ultimately what happened was Cred and Sync ended up leaving the team, okay? Two of the guys who were there from basically the very beginning. So I was there from the very beginning before pretty much anything really. We were obviously announcing like the leaders, the co-leaders, team captains, things of that nature. Brought out one majority rules, which was the original majority rules, which was our cams, like and we also had, of course, team Tajes and things of that nature, but like any trick shotting and sniping team would have. So what ended up happening, guys, was Cred and Sync left the team. Okay, they left the team to join a team called Urban Chapters, which was being run by SB Chills, who was, of course, the other leader and other owner of Spacebound with Sway. So Sway started Major, and you had, of course, Chills, who started Urban. And there were a couple other teams, guys. There was like Silver Sanction, and there was, who was the other team? I mean, there was a couple of teams, right? It doesn't really matter other than Sync and Cred left. I stayed with the team, and then, of course, Sway wanted me to become the face of the team, essentially. So that's what we did. I became the leader of the team, and everything was going good. We were bringing out, team Tajes, cams. A lot of people were. There was a lot of trash talk back in the day, and it was just. It was one of those things, guys. You would have to have been there in the trick shotting and sniping communities, which, by the way, I'm really glad the trick shotting and sniping communities have come back with plutonium and all of that. That's absolutely awesome. But we were really doing well when it came to advanced warfare. We were coming out with some really great team Tajes as well as cams for advanced warfare. Well, here's where things happened. And of course, guys, I've matured over the years, but this is what happened. I ended up leaving the team. I joined Psycho, and I was in the team. I was in Psycho for a period of time, and then Sway convinced me to come back to Major. He gave me full access to the team, so he gave me ownership of the team. And of course, he was there to just kind of help. Looking back on it, I should have never left Major the first time, but I did. And then I come back and I ended up leaving again. The goal was I wanted to join Sway in Spacebound, but Chills, as well as some of the other leaders, which I believe was Wills and Burn, they didn't really want me in Spacebound. And look, when I was kind of clan hopping, I went from back when I came back to Major, I went into like Automatic HQ, and I think I joined Solar. And, I kind of just went to a couple of different teams. And that was when Sway almost like kind of cut ties with Major completely and just kind of, they changed Spacebound as well into more of an entertainment team and different types of videos like top 10 videos and such, kind of moving away from Call of Duty. So myself, I still had access to Major, and I was running Major, but I was also a leader of some of these other teams. And what ultimately happened was, guys, I essentially ended the team for a period of time. I came back to Major, and as far as the time frame goes, guys, I mean, this was a while back, right? So I don't even want to even try to tell you when the time, the time periods and all of those things. I don't even want to do that. But what I will say is this. I was given an offer from a guy by the name of Soul. His name was Fact Soul, okay? Part of, I believe, Fact Revolution. And he was asking me if I would want to trade channels. Like, I would give him Major and he would give me a channel. Now, obviously, guys, at this point, I didn't really care that much for Major anymore because obviously it was pretty inactive and things of that nature. He was going to trade me Oxygen Supremacy for Major Militia. And by the way, Soul is this guy. This is him, and he obviously a Mighty Soul, yes. So Major Soul is his name. This guy is he stole the channel essentially. So here I'll break it down for you. I agreed to give the channel to himself, and he would give me Oxygen Supremacy. He proved that he owns Oxygen Supremacy, and I went ahead and he wanted me to give him access to Major before he gave me access to Oxygen Supremacy. So this was a mistake on my part. I should not have even ever trusted somebody on the internet like this who I never met, never knew, all of those things. So anyways, I give him access to it. He basically deletes me on Twitter, this, that, and the third, whatever it might be. Anyways, stole the channel, never gave me Oxygen Supremacy. Now, I told him in DMs and all of that I said, look, I'll give you the channel. If you give me the channel, I'll give you permission to restart Major. Now, before all of this, guys, just to show you, a lot of you obviously don't know me as Major Zero. People, of course, back in the day, of course, did. So I had full access to the team, and I had full say as to whether we were going to bring the team back, whatever we were going to do. Anyways, after I had brought the team back for a period of time, which you can see, this is the legitimate team that we had, right? That was made back in 2017. We had brought the team back, and Major Militia GG, this was it. This was the channel. We had basically, we were, recruiting and all of those things, and it just didn't materialize for us, unfortunately. We were trying to get into esports. We were trying to do multiple things, and I was trying to focus on this channel, on my YouTube channel. So it just didn't work out. But anyways, all of this, the Major Militia, this is the official Major Militia Facebook page. We had the Facebook page made. We had the YouTube channel, which is, of course, right here. This is the one that was stolen, okay, from Soul. And obviously, guys, you can look at just the videos themselves and just how poorly these videos are doing. I mean, you can just look at that and just see that they're doing terrible. He was actually uploading his own personal stuff on this, like Best of Soul, just a lot of just random stuff on here. I don't know why anyone would want to be a part of this team, especially because there's no actual people originally from Major that are still that are in this team. But that being said, Soul stole the channel, guys, never gave me access to it. So I told him that obviously you don't have permission to restart the team. Well, anyways, he did anyways. Of course he did. And now they are on this Twitter account, Major Militia ESC, and of course he has access still. Now, I had tried to get the channel back, but it kind of got really, it was actually quite difficult for me to actually get access to back from the channel. If someone out there does know how to do those things, like how to get a channel back, I'd be willing to listen, but I don't believe, guys, that Major would ever come back even if I got access back to the channel because of how dead these subscribers are. I probably just would not have, I probably would not restart the team. Just obviously. And what I ended up doing, guys, after he stole the channel, I had access to it for a period of time. I actually deleted everything. I deleted all the videos. So all these videos that are on here now are videos that either they took from the old channel that they re-uploaded or are, old videos that were from the original Major Militia. Okay, so to get to the point here, Major came back based on a stolen channel that was stolen from me from Soul, who obviously, guys, this is a very scummy person that would do that. And, this was years ago, guys, but I'm just telling you what ended up happening. I don't even know how they're even still a thing. I really don't. They have not even 3,000 followers right now. We had just started this Major Twitter account, and I think we got up to close to 1,000, and then obviously the team ended and we lost a lot of those followers, but it doesn't matter at this point. All I'm saying is, guys, these were the original, I'll show you the original jerseys. You can kind of see those. Then on the back side, obviously has the Elias, then your name underneath of it. So these were the originals that were done by Sector 6 when we had kind of come back. I think it was probably the third comeback of Major or something like that. And we had jerseys made, we had gotten apparel done and all of that. But obviously, guys, it didn't work out, right? Obviously it did not work out. But what I'll say is that's what happened. The channel was ultimately stolen. I say stolen because it was supposed to be a trade, and I would have never made a video like this if I would have just been given access to Oxygen Supremacy. I'm sure that Soul is one of those guys who has probably done this multiple times in the past. We'll have a channel, and then we'll try to get other channels for it. And I was just kind of the sucker that ended up going through with it. But if you're in Major, guys, you are in a fake Major, a Major that I don't even know why you would be a part of it, because they're not only uploading team Tajes and cams that are getting not even 1,000 views, but they're also uploading Life is Strange videos and I don't even know, guys. And they're getting they got 100 views on a Life is Strange 2 video that is 2 hours and 40 minutes, and it was 2 months ago. I don't know why anyone would be in the team. If you guys want to hear more, you definitely can. But Major was stolen, guys. Major was an amazing team back when SB Sway was there, kind of running everything as far as that's concerned. And when I went there, obviously when I was in Automatic HQ, actually when they recruited me to Major, I was a team manager for Auto, and then they brought me into to Major as a co-leader, worked my way up to owner of the team, and then that's kind of the unfortunate. And obviously, guys, I've learned from my mistakes when it came to Major especially. And the one thing I would really want you to stress to all of you is don't trust people on the internet unless you actually know them personally. That's number one. But number two is, no matter what, guys, loyalty is a huge thing. And I'm sure it's still a big thing in the trickshotting and sniping communities in Call of Duty. But just in general, whether you're joining an esports team, if you're joining a trickshot, a Call of Duty team, or you're joining a Doom team, a Gears team, whatever it might be, just loyalty is everything, guys. Be committed to those things, because I wasn't committed to Major, and that's what I want to get back to. I wasn't committed to Major Militia because I was so focused on trying to get into Spacebound, and it happens. And you know what? I've learned from those mistakes, and now I'm not a part of a team. I'm not like, I would never say never to joining a team again, but obviously I would, I take those things very seriously now as far as any kind of like sponsorship, deals that someone would ever get, or if I were ever to get like a sponsorship deal, I would think about those things. And, the same thing with like a team, joining a team, you want to be loyal to your team. And that's kind of what this gets down to. But that's ultimately what happened to Major Militia, guys. A beautiful start. We were doing great things. I don't know. It's kind of one of those what ifs. I don't know where Major would be to this day if we would have just kept going and just kept pushing, and I never would have left the team a second time, because that's where it really got hurt, in my friendship with Sway ended up really kind of tanking for a while. Obviously, we became cool closer to the near the end of his life, but he was a great guy. It was a great team, and it's sad that it ended up happening like this, but if you guys have more questions, you guys can reach me on Twitter. But that's what happened to Major, guys. And there might be other stories that come out about it, but I'm one of the original people in Major, and this is what happened, okay? And I'm not saying that, I'm not saying that I want to bring Major back or something, but if we ever did, I would let you guys all know those things ahead of time. But thanks for listening, guys, and that's what happened to Major Militia. What is your best memory of Major from back in the day? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.